Good morning, and
Buenos dias.
Guten Morgen.
Bonjour.
Whoa, that's a good morning. Thank
And
you.
if you say it in Texas, it's howdy, y'all.
Howdy, y'all. Well, we're all here. I'm going to give this back to Eric or give it to Candace, and you ladies can go to your seat. That's really good. Because today we're working from Quick Trip. Quick Trip. Great book. I actually got up this morning and read it. I go, that is a really good book. I wrote it in 2006. I'm forgetting. Oh my goodness, how good it is. But there are 3 different kinds of quilts. And if you look on the back, if you have your book with you, look on the back, and it shows all 3 styles. And they're all from strips. How many strippers in the audience? If you're a stripper, raise your hand. Yay, woohoo, good action here, huh? Well, I pulled out one of my favorite quilts this morning. Actually, just pulled it out of my closet. It used to be in my bed, but this is my queen size trip around the world, and I totally loved it. Ooh. So it's really easy to do, to prick all your fabrics. Can you pull the corner out, Teresa? Sure. We got to make it look better. Okay, let's make it tight. So you should really start when you pick your fabric with a large scale print. And this particular one is just a really great one to start with. And you can pick like 3 or 4 groups of fabric, groups of color out of it, and it's obvious with this one it's going to be some pink and some green and some blue. And when you start in the very center, go right down in the middle, pick one of the dark fabrics, because you don't want to look like you have a hole in the center. That would look awful, wouldn't it? You start with dark in the center and then build from the center out. So I went from the dark pink into the light pink, and notice that there are, I think there's at least two fabrics in the same value but different prints. If you put collections together, like 2 of the same fabric, the same color, or 3, then it doesn't look like all choppy. It's like blends. It blends, right? Blends. And then we're going to blend into the green. And there's a transition in the light so that you can just go ahead and change. And look, there's all 3 fabrics together with the light. And then again, blending into the blue, clear out to the outside edge. I love it. I slept under this for years until I went and got a king-size bed. So this one is our queen size, and this little one is so cute. I know. I gave Ellie a little baby quilt just like this one. Isn't that sweet? So sweet. Ellie is my oldest granddaughter, and I know I have one, gave one to her just like it. Roses on it. Can you take the corner here? This is just a little crib quilt in a day. Yes, you can. You can. Okay, and now we have this nice big yellow and green one, large scale print on the outside. Whoa. Wow. Okay, pick it out up and hold it straight. It's my fabric line. I know, I feel so fortunate that I can work with it. And these colors are very restful to sleep under. You know, it's peaceful. You can get a good night's sleep under it. This one is also queen size, starting with the dark in the center, going into the yellow, nice blending from the center out. So it's just beautiful. These are quick trips. Trip around the world, the most traditional ones. And now we're moving into the second style, which is actually what we're doing today. Ooh, and this one. This is a great way to put all large scale prints together. Notice it's mostly large scale, and we call this one the quick quarter. There are 24 quarter yards, 24 of them, 4-inch strips, and it starts up. Teresa, you want to put your hand up on the black with the blending in the black. How many black are there? It's like
About 4.
4, and then it changes colors.
And then, 3 to 4, see? And then the lights. I don't have my card.
Uh-oh. You just go like this and tell them what you're saying. But anyhow, along that side, you can see all 24 fabrics that are used in this. And we're actually going to sew all those strips together first and then have lots of fun arranging them like this. This is really pretty, isn't it? I'm sure Patty did this one. What do you think? Did Patty do this one? We don't know right now. And then with the pretty piece on the back. Okay, and there is one more. If you look at the back of your book, there is a water lily. A water lily. And you can see how the fabrics go up and down. They go up and down. I'm sorry. Okay, Eric, right here. This is the third style. They are strips, but to represent the ripple in the fabric, the strips go up and down in color. And then the lilies are appliqued on top. Applique, your favorite word, the A word, right? The A word. Okay, so I'm going to just start and show you how to cut the fabric. I'm not going off the set. I'm just trying to get back to my ruler and my fabric. This is the quilt that we're going to work on today. And the colors are all kit for you. Beautiful. And they're uneven strips going across. They all start with 4-inch, but then they go 1 1/4 the whole way across. Beautiful blending. Quick quarter. And how many of you have a kit? Yay! Are you happy? You don't have to choose it yourself, huh? You don't have to choose it yourself. Okay, Teresa, I want you to come over and help me with the pressing. And you don't have to talk. It'll be okay. So they are all in order from 1 to clear up to 24. Up to 24. And Teresa actually took them all and numbered them, and that's really good so we can keep them in order with the 1 through 24. And we're going to cut all of these into 4-inch strips, and we've got to move along fast, right? Okay, so this is 1, and we're going to lay that on our nice wool pressing mat, and you can do the salvage on one side. Now, to speed it, we're going to take 2 and put 2 right sides together to it. And line up the salvage edge. We're going to put 2 on top because we're going to sew a pair, right? 1 and 2. And if you just cut this, then it's going to be all ready. Okay, so let's move on. This is 3, okay? Oh, good, I'm faster than Teresa today. Okay, now take the salvage and put 3 right side up, and then take 4 and put it right sides together to it. Good? Is that fast or what? Okay, and this is Candace's kit. Aren't you excited? Okay, and Teresa, if you, what do you think? 4, you want to do 4 or 6?
6, that way you do it 6 times 4 is 24.
I knew she was going to do that. You're going to cut it, right?
Sure.
Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, right side up, 5, and this is 6, right sides together to it, right? Okay. And while she finishes with that one, I'm going to show you the ruler. So we're using a 6x24 ruler. And to help me find the 4-inch line, every time I took glow line tape and put it on the underside of the ruler on the left side of 4. It goes on the bottom, and you can see it'll just, we can get it fast, get the 4 fast. And Quiltin' Today has a new product. There's these little grip dots. And they're very thin. They're not like the old ones that are so thick they put the ruler like a 1/2 inch off the fabric. They're real thin, real fine. So I came in this morning, stuck them on really fast, and Orion looked down and he said, "Why, I didn't want you to make it so messy." Darn it. So he took them all off and put them on neat and tidy, okay? I don't know if you can see them along here. Can you see them? That's good because they are really nice. They're very, very nice. Okay, so you're going to bring it over here and you're going to cut it? Good idea. That's why I have you helping me. Okay, so now, Teresa.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's
You have
fine.
to have
But
the
I
one
just
on top.
remembered you're left-handed and I'm
Well,
right-handed.
you can cut it.
Okay. You need to have a sharp cutter, and the endurance blades are unbelievable. Unbelievable. So you're just going to take, and I like to get it straight on my cutting mat, and I have at least 1/4 inch hanging over right in the edge. So that's the first cut that I want to make. And you're the one, Teresa, said put 6 layers on. I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to try. Okay, so you've got to hold it down right in the beginning, and then, whoopsie, I know I already slipped. Okay, and then move your hand and cut the rest.
I'll go ahead and do it right here with my bigger cutter.
Move it there.
There.
Okay, now you get to cut one more. Oh, you didn't throw it.
Oh, I did. It's on the floor.
Okay, so now you need to you cut a 4-inch strip. Can you
1,
cut?
2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it right?
Yeah. But if you were right-handed, you would just move it over so you could cut.
Right.
Okay. All right. So in this width, you could cut 4 stacks of 4-inch strips. So she's going to do that. Now I'm going to do it my way.
Okay.
She did too with the rotary cutter. You know I have a torn rotator cuff and arthritis and all these things. I like the AccuQuilt cutter. And I happen to have a 4-inch die. And this is what the die looks like. This is the strip cutter. So I'm going to cut 2 more out of this. And so there's blades in here 4 inches apart. You don't want to put the fabric pass down in the end. Line it up right here so it can go like that. And I have just like a 1/4 inch hanging over. Okay. Da 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 da! Whenever I first saw these blades, I go, what is that? How does that work? And so you put a mat on top, and it's going to apply pressure to push the fabric, okay, into the mat pushes the fabric into the blades, and it cuts it nice and straight. And we have this really cool table system so it doesn't go poof right on the ground. Okay, so there, Teresa. I feel like, huh? Huh? Okay, pressure, woo, spin it. Take the ends, I just straightened it. This is what's left. Cool, get rid of it. Oh, save it, save it. Give it to Brenda. Okay, so there's the strips. Okay, so now I'm just going to take one of these. And I'm just going to set it in my machine. Do, 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 do. 1/4-inch seam. And a little sewing edge will really help you. I have a 1/4-inch foot on my sewing machine already, but I would like to just move it quickly down, move my fabric straight along here. These are sewing edge pieces of strips. There's 5 strips on here, and you just take your nail and you can peel off a strip. So I already attached mine at my 1/4-inch line along here. My machine is set for 15 stitches to the inch. I have strip number 2 on top. And you should line up the cut edge at the top and just start 1/4-inch. Ooh, let's see. Put your foot down. Okay. And okay, now the purpose of this right here is to just glide. So you can just hold your hand clear out here. This is the beauty of this strip tape. See how you can just power, keep your edges lined up, and pedal. And since you're doing 4 strips, you can go ahead and assembly line sew them. I recommended to my class that they only do 2 sets so they can get the whole process done today. But you might as well just keep on sewing, do 2, 1 and 2, and then do 2, 3 and 4, and so on. So I put number 2 on the top. That's my thing. Whichever way I want to press my seam, I put that fabric on the top. So I'm just going to lay it right along here. Steam is your preference, and it's my preference. So I'm just going to set my seam first, because on some of the machines, not on my Baby Lock, but there's little gathers in your stitches, and so I wanted to go to number 2, so I just open number 2. It's on the top. Lead with your fingers. Just do a light pressing, and my cord is, I'm standing on my cord. Okay, and that is the first pair that we want to do, 1 and 2. And you're just going to keep on going, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8. And if you want to do all of the sewing first and then do the pressing, I'll let you use my wool mat and my steam iron, and you can get it all done. And then I'll show you the next step. Yay! Woo! So we got somewhere, didn't we? Yeah. Okay, did anybody get all of their strips sewn together? No.
Yeah.
No? We got one!
And that's your numbers.
We have Gail's all done. Look
this
how
her
long
numbers?
this is. So see, this is the whole length of what the quilt's gonna be. This is how big it's gonna be from top to bottom. Teresa has number 1, and I have number
24.
24.
The
Okay, and Gail, turn it over. Go
Did
get
you
hold
show
of this.
this-
We're
the-
gonna
the
show all the.
seams?
Okay, flip it over
Okay.
like this. Okay, and see, Gail listened. She wrote her numbers in the selvage across the bottom. Good girl. Yeah. And this is the next thing. This is very important because all of the seams are pressed in the same direction. All starting from 1 down to 24. Okay, so did you use the wool mat, Gail? You better say yes. I know where you can get one of these, and they're really nice, huh? Okay, so now this is the next step. We're going to take the 2 ends, and we're going to put them right sides together like this. Yep, get everything wrinkled out. Be a good idea to pin, don't you think? See, how about, don't you think you want a pin? And then,
They're
like
already
magic, you sew the seam. Yay! Okay.
And you have a
A
tube.
You have a tube. We could be a cute skirt, Teresa. We could
That
put
can
this,
be a
we
very
could
cute.
dance in this, huh? Wouldn't that be cute?
Mhm.
Okay, so now we have this whole big thing. We have this tube, and now to cut it, I don't have a ruler that long. Do you have a ruler that long? I don't either. So we're going to have to take it and fold it in half. Okay, fold it
Can
in
I
half.
do it on the
Yep,
table?
you can do it back there, and we're both going to go behind because we've got to show you something. So just fold it in half.
And
That's
make
good.
sure your seams don't.
Yeah, and just kind of lay them on there. So this is to catch all the pins on the floor. But this will work as a pointer, huh? Whenever Kylie and Zoe come in, they go all over the floor and pick up the pins. That's really good. But anyhow, it's my pointer now, and I want you to look. I don't know, Eric. Can you go clear up there? Yeah, up to here, and this is one. This is one, and see how it goes down, 2, 3, 4, 5. See how it's all going down there? But this is the thing. First you start with one, a whole one, and then look. Do you know what this number is beside it? 24. 2 24s. And then what's this guy? 23. 2 of them, half and a whole. And then 22, half and a whole, half and a whole. And every time you move to the next number, you cut a half and a whole, and consequently, you start getting those diagonal rows going across the quilt. Got it? Yeah. Got it. But then we have to get tricky because look, first this one is like a little narrow strip, then it's wider, and then it's even wider, oh, back to narrow. Well, they're all mixed up. There's 3 different sizes of strips that go across this quilt. Ah, did you notice that? No, wasn't that tricky? Did you want to see that again? I'm ready for lunch. I'm ready for lunch. Okay, so now I have it all lined up. This tube is folded in half and it's all lined up. And what you're going to do is turn in your book. So I want you to go to page 50 that. Okay. 50. Go to page 50. Go to page 50, and this is only one strip, right? One half strip. So we're going to cut this strip up, and then you're going to do exactly the same thing with the remaining 3. All right? So I need my rotary cutter and my 6x12 ruler. And the first thing I want to do, and I have lots of layers here, but this is my salvage edge right here. And so, oops, I think I have to go about 5/8 of an inch to get rid of the whole.
You can go more than that, El.
Yeah. Go a whole inch?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so I can save my numbers.
A whole inch would be really, really easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have to trim it off. Okay, I'm right on the edge, so let's see if I do any better. Oh,
Good job.
look at that.
You did.
Oh my gosh, I ran out and had my Wheaties. Okay, you know why
save
this
it.
is really handy? The numbers are on here. So you've got to turn it right side out. And so you can go ahead and start at 1 and then just have it right in front of you. 1, 2, 3, and it's going to tell you. Okay, so now there are 3 different sizes to cut these tubes. And it says right here you need to have 4 3.5 inch, 2 2 1/4 inch, and 1 2 inch. And that's what you're going to cut just out of this piece, okay? So let's see if I can do it. So Teresa's standing by. She says she's going to do it. She's going to do it. Let me see if I can do it.
She did. You get your breakfast.
Oh my goodness. So the first size that I need is 3 1/2. Okay, so I took my ruler, lined up 3 1/2.
Good
Now,
job.
how many 3 1/2 do I need? 4. Okay, that's 1. And this is 2. Okay, and this is 3, right? 3. Oh my gosh.
Good job.
That was those cookies.
Just one.
Oh my gosh, I have a sugar high now. I'm flying high. Okay, and this endurance blade really helps me too. Okay, so how many 3 1/2 inch did I do?
4.
4. Okay, now what do I need next? 2 1/4.
2,
2
2.
1/4. Okay, 2 1/4. Wow, I'm getting toward the end of this strip. 2 1/4. Okay, looks good. Okay, hold it down. And how many 2 1/4? 2. Oh my goodness. I hope I make it.
You do.
That's 1.
You don't have much left.
And this is 2. Okay, 1, 2. Let me see. Oh my goodness, there's hardly anything left. And the last one is,
2 inches.
oh my goodness, look, that's it. I don't know, Teresa, I should probably have not done 1 whole inch in the beginning. This is tight. Look at that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think
It
You can make it.
I can do it. I can do it. All right. Just kind of push it in there. 2 inches. All right. Keep this. Good? Okay. So now you should just go ahead. Keep them separated. You want to have, especially that 2 inch one that's kind of different. Make 3 piles, okay? You've got 3 1/2, 2 1/4, and 2 inches, right? Okay, so now we're doing good. And now we're going to start by cutting these in order. And so you're going to go ahead and look at page 51, right? The next page. Okay? So I'm going to try to figure out here. How can I do
You
it?
know what? You can open that to unsew from the 24 and 1 and then your strip there.
Oh, I could. I know. I'm looking for my scissors.
Oh, there we dropped them.
I dropped my scissors? Oh, yes, I did. Okay, so we're going to lay out one right in front of us. Okay,
And that's your-
one.
And you're gonna need
We can keep on
scissors.
referring to that. And the first thing it says is to take a 2 1/4 inch tube. I saw a really good pair of my favorite scissors. They're gone. That's okay. Let me have these little ones, little
They're
stork
tiny.
scissors. Okay, the first thing it says is to take a 2 1/4 inch tube and hold fabric 1. Okay, this one, 2 1/4, fabric 1. Is that fabric 1?
That is the right stripe.
And then this is 2 after it, right? 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm just going to take hold of the top of 1 and I'm just going to cut off the stitches. I'm not going to go any deeper than the seam. I'm just going to cut it really tight there. And let's see if I got it. And I'm going to open up 1. And here is 1. Okay? And now I'm just going to lay it across the ironing board. Oh, this will be really good. You'll get to see it. And pull it clear over to the edge. Okay, so I did the first one. I cut on 1 and lay it down. And the next one, it says, take a 2-inch tube. It's step number 4. Take a 2-inch tube. Okay, this is my 2-inch. And I'm just going to find 1. I'm going to turn it around so I can find 1. Where did it go? The stripe is easy on ours because of the stripe. Okay, so I have 1 and I have 2 and 3, right? Okay, and the seams are all going down. Now the next thing it says is to fold it on your last number. What was your last number?
The right sides together.
Well, it's okay if they're outside. It's better to see, I think. Okay, so there. Is that 24? And I'm lining up these seams. Okay, so I'm just going to take it and I'm going to cut it in half. That's 24. And now when you lay this nice long thing beside there, it's going to be going 1 step down. You see that? 1 step down. Okay, we get to turn the page. Beep. And Tony's going, oh my gosh, this is hard. No, it's not. Okay. You're smoking? Okay, now it says to get a 3.5-inch tube. Whoop. 3.5 inches. And I'm going to, again, fold it at 1, 2, going down. And it shows that you actually have to roll it, and you cut this. Did we just cut this in half? The green, 24 and a half? Now we're going to cut it on a whole one. A whole one. We're going to cut it between 24 and 23. Okay? So now I'm just... How did I lose my scissors already? Inside the book. Okay, so you're all thinking about that, right? Everybody's saying, yeah, so we have half. We have half of this. Now we get a whole of this. And so I'm just going to go ahead and cut it on the stitches. 1, 2, 3. Half whole, half whole. Boom. Whole. Okay, move your finger because you can see it on beside. You can put it beside it. 3. Ah. You see it going down? It's going down now. So then we have to take another. I'm over on page 53. Take another 3.5-inch tube. I'm going to find number 1. It's easy because it's the stripe. Probably would be good. Okay, here's the stripe. 1 and 2. We did this whole, right? We did this green one whole. So now we're going to go to this next one and cut it in half. So now I'm just going to fold it so that I line up my seams. Okay, get it lined up. And now just take your scissors and cut it in half. Okay? And now she's just going to put it right there. Okay. Going down, going down. So now let's see, what color is it? Let's see the color. It's a flower. It's a green flower. It's a green flower. So if we did a half of the green flower, now what are we going to do? A whole of the green flower. So you're just going to move up. And so what you can actually do with your fabrics is you don't have to keep on thinking about it, but look, this is the same, right? So if you just roll it down, there. And now see, we have that one. And so we can cut it right on the seam. So if you just lay it out and you just keep on looking at it going the whole way down. And for us here, we're pretty crowded. And I'm not sure if you can find enough space to lay out the whole quilt, but you might want to just cut the first two and put them right sides together and sew. And the whole plan, your seams are all going down. That's so that you start at the top and you don't fight them. And you don't have to match them. Yes!
Make sure that you pin the top and bottom and middle at least.
Oh, okay. You pin the top and the bottom and the middle. At least.
So that on the end they will stay the same length. Because these now they don't, the fabric doesn't stretch. Now you're going to, so you make sure you pin right now. And then make sure you pin top and bottom and middle at least.
Okay.
That way you're not going to have to trim it crooked or anything.
Okay, so I'm just cutting. Here's a half of this green, and now I'm putting in the whole of the green. Okay? And so just the point is that you want to be going downhill all the time, and you want your seams to be going down too, so you don't have to fight them. Okay, so I have a little bit of control in this place. So I ran over to Merritt and I said, I cannot even see the numbers on this paper. So look what he did. He made you a huge chart so that, and Eric can go on close, this is in the book, but we just now did the first four. Remember we did 2 and a 4? 2, check it. We did 3 and a half, check it. We did 3 and a half, check it. So now what are we ready for? 2 and a quarter. And if you look at that little picture, then you can follow the little pictures because they're going down along too. And this will really help you get everything in line. Is that pretty nice? I know. Thank you, Merritt. I really appreciate that. So we're winding down here. The chocolate is just about gone. I think we're going to have to go home pretty soon. But Mercy, what are you doing with this quilt?
Somebody asked me, can you please pick it up? I need to take a picture. So I did, and you caught me. So I was about to run because I'm parked just right at the door.
I was thinking something like that. I saw you. I caught you. So did you have a good time?
Excellent.
Oh, good. Okay, and so Tony said it was hard.
Yeah, it is. It shouldn't be marked easy.
It's challenging. Okay, so we have lots of things that have happened. We had Sandra and Janice working together, sisters. So Sandra decided she'd make it little, and she gave them to her sister, the leftovers, to make hers bigger. Is that good? Okay, Miss Brenda.
Be sure and number them because my number 1 was number 24, and number 24 is number 1.
I know. That's why I got confused. Okay, so how many spools of thread do you need?
1.
No. 3 bobbins. 3 bobbins. 3 bobbins. 3 bobbins. Okay, Gail, but We did. She did some good work. You ready? You want to see what's going on here? Okay, let's move the chocolate out of the way. And then I started my coffee. Oops, I don't have to talk in this. You do.
I'm halfway through, and this is what we got.
Ooh.
How about that?
Okay, so it's 2 o'clock, and you were really
I'm halfway
speeding.
there.
You were speeding.
Yep, got a speeding ticket and everything.
You got, yeah, that's good. But it
No,
looks,
oh, it was cut when I got here.
it was cut
cut
when
I
she got here. But this looks really, really beautiful. It's beautiful. The way it's going right down along there, really, really fun. Okay, I don't need it on mic. I get so confused. Oh my goodness. So let's just take a look. See? She's halfway, and she's just about ready to put her whole top together, so I want to show you real close. Okay, I don't want to step on it. You did such a beautiful job, Gail. Thank you. Okay, so the whole top done, all sewn together. It's just you keep on doing exactly the same thing. Just cutting your tubes and positioning them down. But whenever you come to put it together, in our kit, we had a white border, the first border, and this is actually a folded border. It's a little piece of fabric that's folded in half and put in between the first border and, say, the second border. And it looks like when the quilter did it, she actually stitched along the edges because they're flippy floppy, and the long arm quilter put it down. The same piece is used in the binding, and I think that's in your kit too. Really fun. But when the quilter did the quilting, she just did edge to edge, which is less expensive than hand guided, because it's really hard to do something special like feathers and such. It just doesn't show, on a quilt like this. But somebody asked about the backing. The backing does not need to be the same fabric as the top. We usually look at our sale fabric, especially if we're going to have need a big piece like 10 yards or such, and get one of them that's on sale to save on the backing, or just an extra wide 100-inch wide backing, and that makes it really good. So there is not that much to put together. And did we get a quilt done in a day? Almost. Yay. Thank you. So if you joined us today, we are going to do this again next month, the second Tuesday. And let me see. My paper. The next time we're going to do this is February 11th. And it's the Secret Garden with my sister Patty. It's a lot of fun. We do have kits available. So you could just go ahead and contact Quilt in a Day, buy the kit for Secret Garden. Tune in at 9. We're supposed to start at 9, but we got a little late. 9 o'clock, sew with us all day and see how you do with your secret garden. So thank you for joining me, and come again the next time.